Oh yeah. Welcome back, guys, to motherfucking Pub Crew.
Whoa, already fucking gay. We're 2 bucks in less than a minute. That's how we roll here.
That's right.
Ripping ass, kicking ass, taking names.
Fucking fuck.
See, ripping ass.
I sure did. Sorry, you got me hyped up. I had to follow
Yeah, no, that's cool. No.
Like, hell yeah.
Thank you for joining us this week. We're fucking back at it at Craft Rhythm and Brews.
Yes.
Might recognize this handsome mug over here.
Yeah.
I pointed at you, bro. Like,
No, I'm here. It's not me.
hey, baby girl.
So we're back on location. We're here checking out all of the renovations and having a ton of fun, meeting some really amazing people.
Yeah.
We actually met people who were fans of the show here.
Yeah. Not having a brew, getting our mental shit together.
Yeah.
We met one of our Orange Peak Brewery, right?
Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon
We're
Peak.
out in
Yeah.
Las Cruces.
Yeah.
They were having pints right next to us as we were like, hey, and they were like, what are you doing here? We're like, oh, we're about to do an episode of Pub Crew, and they're like, hey, we follow you.
Yeah.
It literally never happened.
Yeah. That's super.
You're the one.
You're the one follower. Hey, get to meet you. If I had merch, I'd give you some.
Oh man.
Well, I actually doubled that number because I do follow you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's 100% increase.
Yes.
And they're home brewers too, man.
Yeah, they were telling us about
So
the
cool.
Yeah, it's super amazing. And we're actually, honestly, we are very happy that Pub Crew has been growing the way it has been.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a crazy and mostly organic growth. It's not like we've been begging our friends to like go and follow us. Like it's just people who found us and like our content or like what we're doing enough to be like, you know what? I'll follow these guys and see if they fucking do something important with their life.
And the number's still up there, so I'm like, I guess they stuck around so far. Shit.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing whatever the fuck it is we're doing that's keeping you here, and we appreciate that.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us this week. And just remember, you don't have to drink to chill with the Pub Crew, but it does fucking help.
It does help. And on that note, cheers, gents,
Yeah, yes.
Cheers.
to another Craft Rhythm and Brews episode.
Yes.
Plenty more to come, I hope.
Plenty, yeah.
Especially as this place comes together. Like we were just talking about, the bar here, we'll get a picture of that, and we'll post that up. Coming along really fucking
Isn't that
nice.
pretty?
Yeah.
It's so freaking cool. If it wasn't for the city, I'd leave it just like that. But nope, we gotta actually make it moisture resistant and all that. It's just,
Yeah, that's true.
but you know, you gotta pay homage to everything that you do, and that wood is just so gorgeous.
It really is. Like, as we walked in here to set up, I was like, this is new.
Yeah. Yeah, we were super excited.
Yeah,
It's coming along really good. Then where did you guys say? I know you guys mentioned last time. Where are you guys gonna have like the stage? It's gonna be in this corner.
stage is gonna be
right
right
across
here.
from where we are.
Yes.
Gotcha. That's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
my son, he wants to put it over there, but he also wants to do some loud music, and I'm like, the acoustics don't work well in here, but mom and my sister will make that decision. But, you know, the plans say it's going to be here, so we'll have something here for sure, so take advantage of it. Yeah, no, we're so excited.
I think having it center and everything, that's kind of a good idea.
It is, you know, so
A lot more
Back to
intimate.
that center, and then it's right across from where you would enter the brewery. So that's like
It's a
eyes on-
central location from the whole place. It's really awesome.
Without a doubt. So this music here is the national chill vibe music, you know, things you can get into, little acoustic, you know,
Definitely.
all types of stuff. So it's sing along, it's background, it's whatever it is you make of it, right? You know, you have the chill room there, they can actually partake. These people can be here just enjoying it. And these folks over here, they can do the brew pub thing, or they can just be part of the atmosphere as well. So it works.
Yeah.
At least that's my life.
That's a good game plan to have. I see it all
It
together,
looks
man.
it looks amazing.
It is.
Like I can picture it. Like we're very excited. Also, I don't know. I think we need to talk about the beers a little bit. But I am drinking the Troublemaker IPA, 9.3%. It tastes like it's like 5.2%, but it fucks you up.
Yep. I got me that Nut Utter Milk Stout, which it's an 8.9, right?
8.9, yeah.
And I don't even drink like that.
Yeah.
It drinks like My dreams.
But it's,
And it actually is the beer that I drink on site, especially when we're doing brew tours. We just, to me, it's like it's such a passion when I meet home brewers, right? Because the home brewers, they're the lifeblood of breweries. I know I converted 60 people to craft beer. Now they go to breweries, they go to craft beer bars and whatnot. So when I get brewers, we just sit down and we talk. I show them my old system. I talk about how we start. I show them where we went, and we just have a great time talking. And so that's why when Joey was here from Las Cruces, we just had a good time talking. And then we have another guy. He just showed up. He's from Vegas, and he's a home brewer, and he's looking to start a brewery in Vegas.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Apparently, if you're a home brewer and you want to start a brewery, Vegas is the place to be. They're paying for your license.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
So yeah.
Holy shit.
So your viewership from Vegas Bay increases. People are just hightailing it to Vegas.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I. That was they dropped that knowledge as I was coming in. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think it's awesome. Like you just said, we were just sitting here, and then they started talking to us as homebrewers, and they're just giving us everything that they do, what they got going on. They want to meet with us. Like, I think that'd be great. Like, we would love to talk to homebrewers, all the breweries and everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we love you guys. So.
Yeah, it's such a
Absolutely.
it's a big community.
Hell
It's
yeah.
so huge, and I'm terrible with names, so I'm
What's the
gonna
wrong
have
show for
I'm
that?
gonna have to figure it out. I'm just gonna write everybody's name on my arm.
Arm, yeah, and then
Yeah.
when you get nervous, oh, yeah, shit.
Oh man, just have like a whole streak of ink.
That's why I work sleep, so I can't do that.
So you just dubbed that out, right? You're like, I have names.
We're like, yeah, and then we're here with. And then like little text dialogue comes up. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, exactly. But dude, yeah, you gotta hit those home brewers, man, and we have to increase that presence in the community because those guys are awesome. They are so. When they come down here, we talk. It is just it's a dream, man. It's really one of the reasons we started this.
That hits home with you. That hits home with you guys. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially starting off from that. I mean, that's definitely got I could only imagine just hours on end. Just talking.
Yeah.
Talking.
But I mean, when that's your passion, that's like
It absolutely
it's
is.
gonna happen.
Yes. And and some of these cats are, I used to homebrew, like, oh man, get back into it. Yeah, what happened? And some of you'll hear the stories, oh, I used the wrong hose, and it ended up tasting like the garden hose. It's like, oh. So it's like, oh, we dumped that beer. That's still crap beer. That's how you learn. I mean, luckily it's only 5-gallon batches, so you're spending like $40-$50,
That's true.
on a batch. So, but still though, it is the coolest, man. And thank you guys for coming out here again and being a part of our journey. We're almost there. We're almost open. So,
And we hope to. Well, I mean, we're gonna be here throughout.
Yeah, we're gonna be here a
whole
lot.
journey. I hope you like this.
Yeah,
dude, are you kidding me?
we're so we're waiting for the speakeasy to
Oh, yes.
we're waiting. That's where we're gonna live. We're gonna have camping bags.
Bro, yeah,
and
once that
everything.
speakeasy's done, I'm gonna dress like Prohibition style, and
Yeah.
we'll record the episode speakeasy style.
We can do it. I'm super
Oh, that's
down.
gonna happen.
I love dressing up. Like
I've been planning out ever since we talked about the speakeasy an episode in my head,
Yeah.
revolving around it, and I'm like, it's gonna happen.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be
Oh, dude, we can't wait. We just can't wait, man. It's, I mean, we do crazy, and we're gonna have some real crazy. Yeah, next time you guys come by. I'm still designing it in my head, and I gotta figure out the ins and outs of it. But when you guys come, there's gonna be like some Frankenstein shit here, dude. I'm telling you right now.
I love Frankenstein shit.
Dude, it's gonna be like, what in the hell is that? I'll be like, welcome to this dark world I call me. My brain. I was like, oh,
awesome.
dude.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's like what that led me to the trauma nuts, and I tried to name another beer the other day. They wouldn't let me. So my
I gotta hear this.
yeah.
What is it?
So I don't know if it was Sonny or Susie, but they found this last preserves of this cherry Corinth something or another, and they're like, this will be good for the gozer, right?
For like a sour, right? Like,
Yeah, for the sour. So
Yeah.
they muddled it into the shidubi, I said, I got the name. They're like, no. I said, I got the name. They're like, no. I said, what is it? It's Papa Cereza. And my sister, I was like,
No.
I was like, yeah, you know, like Papa Cherry. She's like, that's so funny. My wife was like, no. But I was like, but it's not Papa Cherry, it's Papa Cereza.
Oh man! I was immediately on board.
With that name, I try it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, right?
I got it. Like at that point, and the crazy thing is like me and Vic have done this before on some beers like Martin House. They make some crazy fucking beers.
That's right.
That's why. And then usually I'm the type of person that I may or not be a fan of them, but I'm down to try it at least once. I'm gonna kill a can or a pint, whatever, because I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Dude, Black Forest cake beer? Are you kidding me?
Pizza beer.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
one was weird.
It was. I was ruthless. I didn't care. I was.
That's not true. You added red chili flakes at the end.
Yeah, but that's because I wanted to make it drinkable.
He's digging up old wounds. On
I
it.
know.
But like the crazy is like that's why when you're like you're gonna try some Frankenstein shit, the crazy
Thank you
shit.
guys.
Like,
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Drive safely. Oh my God.
No, yeah. So
we gotta
I
get
mean,
these handsome release forms.
Yeah, you saw us.
yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Like us, share us, comment. Or just like.
I mean,
You're obligated to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
I gotta see that point of view. You gotta put it on Strobo because we're all laughing. Then all of a sudden,
I'll put the exact frame of when we all realize that we're coming.
I would look like an idiot. I'd be like, don't steal that one either, man.
That's gonna be the thumbnail right there.
No.
Back at Crafted and Brews.
Big ass head, you say?
Yeah. Oh man.
Size, big ass. 2XL.
Oh, dude, you want to know what the funniest part is?
What?
I never started the stopwatch.
You son of a bitch. I didn't even see when you started.
It's fine. Well,
Fine, we'll wing it. We'll do it live.
Yeah, we always do it. We always do it live.
Yes.
But back to the beer. Yeah, we tried your nuts. They were great.
Yeah, dude, I love your nuts.
All right, just see how I try to segue that? I'm waiting for it.
You know, that was supposed to be a play on the customer, and it just got so sideways. They were talking the other day about doing a hippie commune just around the nuts. So Trey said no. They're like, no, we could really have tits out there. I was like, no, we're not doing no tits. No.
Would it be for your nuts?
It was like,
I'm just gonna put this in perspective. I never had tents put up for my nuts. So I mean, you got something good if someone's willing to put tents out there for your nuts.
oh,
You've never had somebody pitch a tent for your nuts.
I've had it. Like I can like
I knew
based
that
on
was
what you
coming.
just said.
I knew that was coming.
I can honestly, I've never had someone say they wanted to pitch a tent for my nuts.
Oh man.
So that's pretty cool. If someone
Yeah.
says, "Hey, I want to pitch tents for your nuts," you're like, I'd probably take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Dude, it was 5 tables. They were, dude, we were talking laundry hanging. I was like, no. We're not doing that. No. Okay, wait, can I at least have some more of your nuts?
Yeah, that's go Philippine again.
I was like,
Here's my nuts.
yeah. And in my mind, I'm thinking I should be having more fun with this, but I'm just upset that they turned it on.
You didn't like that they did the little turn on it.
I didn't like it. I didn't
no.
anticipate it.
Oh no. I'm gonna help you out right now.
No.
No. I swear I'm doing you a favor because
Okay.
I'm already thinking ahead for you.
Okay.
So with the other beer you were just talking about, someone's gonna want to pop your cherry. I'm preparing you for that right now because I just thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, someone's gonna want to pop your cherry. So you may want to rethink the name unless you're gonna commit.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna have
Give you
to
that heads up right.
It's not the name, it's the whole theory of naming that. Yeah.
It was a great name, but just understand.
Yeah.
That's how they're gonna use it. Someone's gonna want to pop your cherry, and I mean,
Yeah, because pop the customer's cherry is so stupid, right? So,
pop your cherry. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're very right though. You have a point. You have a point.
I'm someone who admires a good pun. So I'm just thinking ahead of the game here of like,
Yeah.
there's a potential backfire there. Just
but
like
see,
people
but
trying.
puns are fraught with backfires, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like a double-edged sword.
I'm telling you, man.
Or pear nuts.
It wasn't a pear. But see, wait till the logo comes out, man. It's a freaking peanut pushing a hazelnut coming out of the hospital, the pecans drinking a beer. It's trauma. Trauma nuts.
Are you guys working on a logo for it?
That's the actual
Hey, we're gonna post it up once again.
That's the logo. It's the nuts coming out of the hospital drinking beers.
Trauma nuts.
Trauma.
I get it.
People want to go below the belt, here I am, trying to get close to you, but they keep getting below the
I
belt.
think they just want to go after your nuts. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think that's
I
all
mean,
it
I feel like with your naming conventions, I mean, even like Cherry Pop would be a good name.
Hey!
Because then you could be like, hey, you want to have your Cherry Pop?
Hey, that's not bad though.
Cherry pop.
And then can I get a Cherry Pop?
Here, pop your cherry.
Yeah,
That's how you serve it up. Oh man.
yeah. You have to change how you.
I think we're helping you out.
Yeah.
There is some of that.
I'm just
for
saying,
sure.
like, we're going back and forth. It's great.
I know. Absolutely, for sure. I mean, we're already talking about the desert oasis. Is that what we got?
Yeah.
So
I was
Hey,
thinking.
I'm looking forward to that one.
that's good.
I actually forgot about Taste of Dead Oasis. I'm like, memories.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Forward to the Desert Oasis.
That is coming, I'm telling you. And so there's some other ones that my sister's not trying. I talked to Susie about it today, but she's a little warm on this new name. All right. So I didn't get the name I wanted for the brewery, right? That's why I got the trauma, which now I'm rethinking that. So I'm in the next iteration. So Susie drives our schedule of the types of beers, right? So when she tastes the beer and she says it's good, that's when we know it's good for sale, right? So we're coming up with that orange vanilla IPA. That's going to be coming soon. We just brewed the Irish, so the Irish is back. People have just been asking us, when are you going to do the Irish? The Irish is finished brewed. It's fermenting as of today, right?
Okay, I was about to ask my wait, you guys got the Irish?
No, we don't have it. So
I was
yeah.
about to be like, hold on. Telling me you've had the Irish this whole time?
Negative. But the sad part is when customers are like, oh yeah, what, about 2 or 3 weeks? It's like, no, man, it's like 4 to 6.
Yeah. It takes time.
Because we age it, right?
Exactly.
We age it up.
That's
very
part of the
quick.
process.
It is. So,
And you don't want to rush that. That's what people
Yeah.
understand when it comes to these beers. They're not just going to be like, yeah, we got it tomorrow for you. It's like, no.
we're not turning them like that, no, man.
But it's worth the wait.
It is.
Every
It
time it's worth the wait.
Yeah, because you
Especially
go.
your guys' brews.
Thank you. I
Every
appreciate
time.
it. We go through this stage where we ferment and we age from the grains and the yeast and the hops, right? But after even the beer's right, then we ferment. Then we age for carbonation. So,
Right, yeah.
And that's why, even some of our beers that you have, whether they have natural oils or whatnot, once the head hits the oxygen, the oils that still exist in some of these beers will rob that head. And so that's why we carbonate, so that the carbonation stays inside the beer. It's just that you don't get that lace in certain types of beers, right?
Gotcha.
But that is,
That makes a lot of sense. Like, 'cause, like a lot of people always say, depending on the beer, the head's the most important part. The head's the most important part. And people always want to talk about that. I meant nothing about that, but your eyes said it all. I wasn't even trying to be dirty on that.
well, see what you walked in right when I was said. I was like, no,
Man.
yeah.
Unfortunate timing.
Right? Oh,
That's just unfortunate timing is all that was.
Oh,
Great timing. Great timing, depending on how you want to look at it.
my face was like, oh.
You're all like, shit. I can't plan. We're unscripted here.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go in there right now, and just like, Well, you guys really just talking about beer, just like not talking about beer.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes to both.
Yes. So,
But yeah, well, people always say like in a beer, like head's the most important part. But I think when it comes to like craft brews, like you said, when it comes to aging and fermenting, in that sense, when you age it for the carbonation, that's different.
it is.
And I think that's a key difference that I know that we're talking about it, it's like not the first rodeo with your beers. It's making more sense talking about it and drinking it that it's like, oh, I get that.
Yep.
Makes perfect fucking sense.
Well, CO2 imparts a psychological flavor to a beer, right? I mean, but like, have you ever had a flat beer?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, we've all
If it
been there.
doesn't have carbonation, there's even some books that say that carbonation does add flavor to a beer.
Right.
It's hard to define, right? Because there's no like flavored carbonation. But when it does, it infuses itself in the beer and brings out those better notes that some, if you don't carbonate well enough, you'll hide those notes from your customer. And so we
Right.
want to make sure that we are carbonated, not just well, not just good, but over that, so that we can actually, when we keg and we put a new keg on tap, we don't miss a beat.
That makes perfect sense because part of the carbonation process too is the aroma that comes off
Oh,
that
sure.
you're going to get, and that's why people want to say the head's important. But depending on, like you said, your process, like aroma's important because you're going to smell what you taste. So if you're not smelling it, like you said, in a flat beer, you're not tasting it. Like you're going to be like, well, that tastes like it smells and flat or not good in most
Correct.
cases.
Correct.
But like seeing your guys' beer and tasting your guys' beer, it's different because the aroma is just always there.
Yeah.
Carbonation's like just on point, and it all just comes together. I love the mad scientist.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, the madness is patience, right? It's when
That
you have
does make sense though when
Yeah.
you think about it. Patience is madness. Though.
It really is,
Yeah.
because you're like, man, and there's some times where like, and it happens all the time when we'll make a beer, right? Like our wheat. It's like, oh my gosh, this beer, man, I don't like the way it tastes, and I like the way it tastes. And it's like every single time she even tells me, you say the same things over and over. It's like, we're gonna have to wait another week. I don't like it this week. We have to wait another week, and all of a sudden, boom. Hey, this is great. She's like, you are just consistent in the way you complain about the freaking lizard.
Hey.
Yeah, it does
I
take
feel like
time.
that's part of your process though.
It
Right? At
is.
this point, you're like, not good, not good, not good, perfect.
Yes,
So-
it is. It's that little bit of that perfectionist, right? You're like, man, and you constantly, did I do something wrong? So and then but again, it's just a patience game. It's hard, but it's like we say, man, yes, we're a woman-owned brewery, veteran operator, but we only have two owners, and that's the beer and the customer. And the beer,
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at that. That's a great way of looking.
it is. And so when the beer, it's going to tell us when it's its time, So unless you're the troublemaker, that freaking thing.
Oh yeah.
That beer is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that speaks true to its name on
does.
multiple levels.
Really does.
Not only in the process that you've explained to us, but
Yes.
also in the just consuming. of the
Yeah, like
consumer.
I might
You're
go
like-
get in trouble with the authorities after I drink this.
Yeah, you feel a little like, I only had two, but I'm ready to go wreck some shit.
Most definitely.
That's how I felt. I made that mistake. When I told this to you earlier when we got here. I made the mistake when we were out at Big Blues Game Room and they had your Hefeweizen on tap and 3 or 4 of those babies in and whoo, I forgot what I was drinking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's right. This is Craft Rhythms. Hefeweizen.
Yeah, he was singing along to every song, like 90s
First of all,
hip-hop,
I do that
80s
sober.
rock.
I do that sober.
Yeah, you know what? You're
But
right.
drunk Ryan
You have no.
hits every note.
You have no limiter. Yeah. You have nothing. You're purely like I'm owning this song. This is my shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Those beers in and I'm fucking feeling good. Montel Williams comes on and I'm like, this is how I do it.
It's like, bring out the next Shania. I'm all over it.
Yeah, like, I'm like, let's go, man. Everyone in the bar is just like, what's this guy's problem? I'm like, he's just having a good time.
Yeah.
He's doing no one harm.
Exactly. What, you don't know what a good time looks like? Move. That's the way it is.
That's
dude.
true.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that Mike and Big Lou's, he's great people, man, and Anna, and of course Lou,
Lou himself.
Lou himself, he's a pretty tall guy.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. They're all great. Cool. I've known them I've known Lou since practically high school. Which is what's crazy about it. Like when they opened their bar and then met his pops, met his mom, Mikey, all of them, and then they're all there all the time. So it's always great to go there because, like, I go there often enough that it's like, they recognize me. They're like, I can fucking get over here. They always check up on you to make sure, just like you guys here. And I think that's what's great too. Like another locally operated bar and everything. And I'm glad to see your beer there.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the collision of both worlds that I needed.
Oh my gosh! No, we appreciate you guys supporting us out there. It's cool, man. And we just enjoy it. It's a passion. It's so much freaking fun.
Yeah, that definitely speaks true to the way that you talk about it, and it shows in your beer and the way you always just want to go into it. Like your passion definitely comes through in that. And I think that's what I want people to understand here is like this is craft brew at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
most definitely.
I haven't found a better example yet.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys saying that.
Yeah.
So I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. If my sister sees this video before I tell her, I'll probably hear about it because she doesn't even know about it. But
No, you got about like a week.
in the next iteration of beers, right? So Susie's driving the schedule, so we're doing that IPA.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some summer beers gonna come out, and then we're gonna start testing our Oktoberfest, right? Because again, we gotta age, right? So
I like me a good Oktoberfest.
I know, right? So we're gonna do a Marzen style, which I really love.
It's gonna be good.
But we're gonna do a multi-yeast blend beer.
Multi-yeast.
Yes, so we'll do a multi-yeast blend, and it's gonna be specifically designed to bring out certain flavors from the hops that we add, and then some of the other ingredients.
Okay.
But that beer, I already have a name.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm so ready for this.
It is the Yeasty Girl.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeasty Girl.
Yes.
It's a good name.
It is.
Great name.
That's what I wanted to name the brewery, the Yeasty Girls.
Yes, we talked about it.
That's right. Yeah, so the Yeasty Girls.
So it's gonna live through in your beer.
It is.
And I love
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah,
good.
man.
Yeasty Girl.
Yeah, I'm sure guys
Man.
can't wait to pound a Yeasty Girl. They
Maybe a few. Tonight's young.
build up their bravado, like 6 Yeasty Girls.
Don't waste it on one. Go for a 6.
Yeah. But I can't wait. So we're dabbling in the science of the yeast blends
For that one.
because yeast is it is one of the coolest things because one of the things it does is it imparts its flavor profiles, right? Called esters. So the yeast esters will bring out certain flavors, and so the combination is what we have to be careful with, right? Because we don't want to have, it's like mixing salts and sugars, right? You got to have a perfect blend.
Right.
So, yeah. And the other thing is the profile of the beer, right? I wanted it to be an amber, but it might actually be a blonde. So we'll see.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be.
that's crazy because I started getting into yeast because I started brewing mead. Oh, I'm so mad. My pops threw away the gallon of mead that I was making because I was making it in like. Because he's like, what the fuck is this?
Waste.
Because he's like, what the hell is
That's
this?
been some time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A little Max,
It's been
I've been looking
month.
forward to this.
Yeah, a month and a half.
Jesus Christ.
And I put it in the back in the shed just because it's a cool, like dark place that I can store it in.
So it could ferment.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And I go and check up on it, and it's not there. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go talk to my pops, and he's like, oh, I thought that was trash. I just threw it away. It smelled really bad. And I was like, yeah, because it's not finished yet. But yeah, I started getting into yeast because of that. And it's such a crazy thing how there's so many different yeasts, and each of them have their own uniqueness to it.
Absolutely.
So whether or not you're gonna use it for like champagne, red wines, beer, like they're all different, and there's so many.
So many. And so many variants too. So you get some yeast that could give you certain flavor profiles, and you want to put something of another flavor profile on top of it, and they're all just going to be playing gangbusters, and the beer is the victim. Hopefully, it's a
You wanted to say gangbangers there. That felt like
gangbusters.
I'll say it for you. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, for people that read lips, busters.
I'm like, don't worry, I know what you want to say.
So,
We're not a G-rated show here.
my wife's gonna be watching.
Okay.
Gangbusters.
We're at least PG-13. Shit. Grover on her fucks.
Yeah. God damn it. Fuck. Oh, shit.
I hate her. Pull out a bleepage here.
Dude, I love that because not gonna lie,
Put on horns instead of cars, like just like a lot of that.
I've had moments where they're like no cussing please, and I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
That's like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm like, damn it.
Exactly.
I'll see myself.
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave.
Oh, fuck me. I'm out of here.
Man.
Yeah. No. So yeah, the Easty Girl is coming.
That's amazing.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna, obviously, man, we couldn't be us if we don't do crazy. But we're gonna do some Frankenstein crazy shit when you guys come back, and those taps are up, and we got all this stuff up.
We're definitely looking forward to that.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're gonna have the traditional brew pub stuff. We'll have TVs or whatnot, but we're gonna have at least one of our TVs is always gonna be showing some craft beer stuff, whether it's a documentary or it's all something, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. So, I think that's gonna, like, I see where you're going with this, and it's just gonna fit. And I love where this is going. I already see the big picture of it, and I'm honestly excited. I just want it to happen already.
1301 Texas
bar. Oh yeah, 1301 Texas.
1301 Texas Avenue. Fucking check it out. Fucking assholes.
Fucking asshole. Praising the bar.
Sorry.
Shit.
No,
I
was talking to the audience.
assholes. Is that what we named our audience? Put her on the shirt.
Yes. Craft enthusiast. Also known as.
Fucking asshole.
There it fucking is.
I mean, I feel like that's. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I feel like that is like a stigma that craft brewers have. I feel like a lot of people from the outside see craft brewers as like assholes and snobby, and
I was about to say that's not true. That only applies to you because you're the beer snob.
Yeah, maybe it's just me.
Well, you're the beer snob.
Yeah, it's probably just me.
Small demographic.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
So
I'm here too.
So there's different levels, right? I mean, you have your experimentals. These are people who are they know people who are into craft beer and they want to know more about it. They want to live an experience that they haven't done before. So they take that risk, right? So those are the cool ones, right? We'll get them in here, we'll try, and they'll try all of our beers. And it's funny, right? We'll have some guys that be like, sorry, I'm only Budweiser or Bud Light. No pressure, man. Just try them. If you like them, great. If you don't, that's cool too, man. I'm glad you're here. And it happened in two particular cases where they said, "Oh yeah, I really like the beers." Oh, I'm glad. It's like, I'm gonna take a growler. It's like, cool. What are you taking? Like the milk stout. And you were like, yeah. That's the opposite. He said, "Oh, I really like the notes of chocolate and all that." I'm like, wow.
Because you got out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you gotta do. And I was actually gonna ask that. Like, a lot of times, do you get people here that are new? Like, they're new to craft beer, or they're like just dipping their toe in? And do they usually take the tour?
Yeah, so no, they won't do the tour. They'll ask for some samples. They'll say,
Okay.
but we try to get them out of their safe zone. It's always cool. We have the couples, and that's what's been happening lately. Last night was a little bit of an anomaly, right? But you'll usually have the guy comes in and says, "Yeah, I'm here with my wife. I'm probably gonna have one or two. She doesn't like craft beer." It's like, okay. So we introduce her to some of our beers, and we give her like the razzle dazzle or the goes.
You hit her with the old razzle dazzle.
Absolutely. Next thing you know, she's like, "Bam!
Yes,
Keep them
sir.
coming."
You hit her with the razzle dazzle, she's set.
Yeah, and it's funny because the husband, in every single instance, the husband looks at me and goes,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what you want.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's good to hear. I mean, regardless, like even if you were looking for something like something you to experience, or you wanted to even like just try more craft beer, the tour here is bomb,
Yeah,
man. Like you get to
amazing.
try most like the tap that they got here. You get a glass, and you get to experience the brewery.
And you
That
get your
is
next
craft
pint
beer.
$5.
Hell yeah!
I mean,
It's a great
right.
fucking
you can't
deal.
beat that. Yeah.
Yeah, people have been telling us lately that we're, oh yeah, you guys are like, low priced. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, did I say that was $6, $6.50, $6.50?
Right, did I say 5, 10?
Yeah. Stole the 10.5. You're welcome.
You see it on the receipt for being lowball. $10.
Yeah.
Those mouths don't get paid.
So I was like, that was odd, but
But no, it's true though. Like, not like I'm not saying that you guys are cheap, but it's just like your prices are so reasonable compared to a lot of other. Like, I took a trip out to California, right? And man, California had some great breweries, but holy shit, is their pricing structure so different? They're based solely on ABV, and it's like if it's anywhere from like 3 or 2 to 6%, it's gonna be this much. 6 to 8%, it's gonna be this much. 8 to 10%, 10 and over, it's gonna be like
Like, this is just the price.
yeah.
Holy shit.
I could see that happening because the higher you go in ABV, unless you are doctorated up in other ways, the more grain you have to put in that beer.
Like, yeah, that checks out.
And it definitely makes sense, but it's definitely different when you come here and you're like, oh, fucking all these pints for the same amount, same price. This is amazing. Like, this is.
I don't remember it being that bad because, like, when I went out to Fort Worth and I went to Revolver, I went to their tap room. I thought it was reasonable for what it was because it's Revolver, you know? That's like a beer you're going to see almost everywhere. They got a can, they got a bottle, whatever you name it, they got it. But even their tap room, which they brew everything in-house there, was reasonable for what it was. Even the higher ABV beers, these are beers that I haven't even seen because they're just there to the brewery. And it was fucking great too. And they were just as cool to be like, oh yeah, like you want to try it? Fucking boom, try that. You want to try that? Try
Yeah.
You're like, hey, the same home experience. And they were super cool. And then even once I told them, like, you know, I'm from out of town, you know, I run a show, they're like, here's a glass. Here's the. I didn't mean it in that way. God damn it.
I know.
I thought we were just chatting.
Yeah.
I
No,
wanted to have a
it's
chat.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes. But that's what you should experience, a craft brewery. It's
Yeah.
it's something that's unique and it's different and it's like a sense of family.
Yeah, you don't like from because I feel like Revolver's one of those breweries that you would expect because they're big, they're known,
Yeah.
they're up there.
But
for them to
they're
be
close
able-
to their roots.
Exactly, they stuck to their roots in that show when they're like, yeah, fucking here you go, try this. You like this? Try this. Fucking here's a keychain. Here's this. Hit 'em up. I wasn't asking for any of that. They're like, no, you're cool. Like they're like, because we talked just like this. I was like, yeah. Oh, talked about this. Tell me about this brew, and then like they break down the brewery. I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm like, I have a beer and it was similar to this. Like, yeah, oh, that's great. Because if you like that, and then just it went nonstop.
Yeah.
This is great.
Amazing, dude.
That's
That is-
awesome.
Yeah.
That's where we will always want to continue to stay. I was just talking to some customers, and they're talking about, hey, when you hire staff, I said, it's going to be tricky for us to hire staff. I said, because, everybody says, oh, are you going to teach your staff to brew? I said, I think that, I said, we're going to take a little bit different approach. First off, they really want to work here. And I already had, people who want to intern. And I said, you got to do two things. What? You got to read 2 books before you come. Right. So one of them's called the New IPA. The other one's called Sacred and Healing, Ancient, Sacred, and Healing Beers.
Okay.
Phenomenal. That Sacred and Healing Beers, it's like mythology, Norse mythology, indigenous stuff. Let me tell you,
And what
it's
does it-
wicked.
Does it go into like brewing in that style or?
Yes, it does, but it talks about, freaking Odin and the Nordic gods.
Really?
It is.
I mean, those guys are definitely known for having like good.
mead.
Good.
So,
Wait, hold on. I need to read those books.
If you're gonna edit the episode, you'll hear it.
yeah. So, but it's like we want to start people having an understanding. So the book called The New IPA, it talks about a lot. It gives you a whole breadth of a guy's journey trying to make a hazy, but in doing so, he teaches you a lot about water, hops, yeast, grains. You know, he talks about, you know, the studies that are going on and where you get your flavor profiles from. And so it's a great book. And some of these people that want to intern, they're like, oh my God, that book is so mind blowing, you know, because it's teaching me a different way to look at a beer now, different way to see how they're making beer and how they're drinking beer.
Right.
Yeah. But the ancient and sacred healing, I mean, that tells you a lot about indigenous cultures around the world. You know, it talks about the Tarumaras in Mexico and how they do their pulque and all that stuff.
Oh,
man. Yeah, exactly. So, but those books give you a better perspective about beer in general, right? You know, people, they like to talk about, you know, their bad mouth. Otherwise, they're like, yeah, it is what it is, right? You know, there's the line had been drawn a long time ago, but, you know, who cares whether you cross it or not? You know, for me, sometimes, depending on where you're at, and, you know, I haven't had a Budweiser in years, although Seki's probably close. But, you know, at the end of the day, if that's where people are starting, that's what I say. If you're starting from there, that's good, right? That's right. But these books give you an appreciation for that. And then we want to talk about, hey, you know, talk about our beers, right? You know, if I talk about the milk style, when I talk about deeper, richer tones, it's British style, you know, grains, hops, yeast. And I want people to talk about the beers, right?
Right.
We can get to the brew days and all that afterwards, right? We can, you know, that's why, you know, at here, I always want to have a brewer on staff, no matter what, from the time we open to the time we close. So if people want to talk about actual brew days and brewing, that's who you want to talk to. You know, yeah, exactly. You know, some of these people, it's unfair to put a person into a brew day and then say, okay, now go and serve and talk about the beer.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot more to a brew day than just showing up and, you know, you're in their mind, okay, I mixed these grains, okay, we transfer this, oh, I tasted this, and that's their version of a brew day, right? They don't understand the holistic science, and how could you? You know, it's like, might as well just, you feed them information through a fire hose, it never works.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's very
never
true.
works.
Very true.
So we want to have that perspective when we have people that actually serve our customers. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's good. That's really awesome, and I'm definitely gonna check out those books. 'Cause
Hell yeah.
honestly, the more we do this and the more we talk to everybody, and it's just like such a crash course, at least for me, at some points where, you know, we talk about the actual brewing process, and I'm like, well, man, I knew like 10% of this, you know, like I just know the end product and I know the ingredients.
We're very familiar with
Everything,
I
everything
think
in the
we
middle.
confidently say that in our careers at this point.
Yeah, like,
well, yes, dude, you're hitting the nail on the head because it is an end product, right? But why? Right? So there's a great book that says start with why, and that book is a lot for me, right? But it talks about, you know, there's times you just have to question, you know, hey, why are we doing this or why that? But you're absolutely right. I mean, and you guys, as you meet with other people and as you meet with home brewers, you're gonna get to see the different types of life, and man, more of the trials and tribulations. You know, so
and that's the biggest thing. And I mean, that's just such like a parallel to life itself. That's just all it's gonna be. It's not about how many times you mess up. It's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about getting back up there, brewing again, doing whatever it is you want to do in your life
That's
again.
exactly right.
That's it. Yeah. Like you just have to power through all the bad parts. And I mean, when you have a beer or two, it makes it so much easier.
It makes a lot of things easier. But I think even like just from the brewers we've talked to and then you guys, it's interesting to think because we've asked breweries too prior to this, like, what's your best beer? Like, in your opinion, even though it's hard because it's like asking who's your favorite kid. You can't give that answer, right? But like everyone could break down what's their most thought out beer. What's their most, like, I guess, best selling beer at the time.
Yeah.
And then why?
Yeah.
What went into this beer? And it's because we did this, and this,
Yeah.
and people can see that.
Or something about the process was very special. Or something.
And that's why this beer is the best selling. It's in the fucking notes. You could see it. Like, that's what it is.
I think Sonny said it best. We got asked that question yesterday. when somebody said, "What is your best beer?" Somebody's walking by and he said, "Depends on the situation." Yeah. Wow, that is actually true.
Yeah,
Right?
'cause that's actually like I feel there is no right answer to that because it's gonna depend.
I would not want to drink 3 troublemakers before I meet my in-laws or something like that.
Or maybe you do.
That would be
Maybe you do.
That is not a good example.
yeah. But like if I have some She Doobie Tart though, like maybe
Okay.
that's a lighter
And you keep the
beer.
troublemaker on deck.
Yeah.
Depending on how the first encounter, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need tough crowd out here.
In an old school big old cup with a freaking straw just ready to go. Make things go sideways.
did you want to sound
Yeah.
like crazy start? What are you drinking? Wine.
That's right, yeah. Depends. So no, but it is so true, right? I mean, yeah, the Troublemaker is such a great beer, and it's so much fun associated with it. I heard a comment the other day that it's being so well known around town. I was like, I appreciate that, right? But like you said, the Goza is just a steady, great beer to have on hand, and to mess and make blends with, and the world's your oyster with the Goza, right? So, but for me, it's always a good steady when I can have the milk. Even at 8.9, and my sister-in-law said it best, man. She says, Brady, we will buy a case of Bud Light or a case of those Seckies, and we spend all night trying to get drunk. And usually we go to the bathroom off in the night, and usually late in the night, okay, we got our buzz. She says, but with yours, 2 or 3 beers, and I'm good, and we just keep that, and we just slow sip, and we have a great time. And you know what? The next day, I'm not waking up with a headache or anything like that. It's just chill.
I think that's where a lot of people mess up on some of the craft beers is they try to drink it like
if it was a Bud Light. Yeah.
Correct.
And you're gonna want to try and pound those babies back because you're
Correct.
used to it.
Correct.
You don't want to do that with this.
Yeah.
You're gonna just
There's a
you're gonna
whole,
end up in trouble.
there is a whole art to moderation with craft brews.
Yeah,
there is that
you have to
time.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Take your
it's
time.
it's a thing that you have to enjoy the taste of, and if you don't actually thoroughly enjoy the beer, it makes it like hell to drink. I've had beers that I'm just like, what is it? Oh man, what's that? Michelob Ultra, like that makes me like super burpy.
Oh,
like that makes me burp.
I like how we both.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But like
I
I
must have been
can't.
with the in-law.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't bring it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's what was there. I said, you don't have to bring anything. And then you
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck me. I'm gonna go out and drink some.
And like it tastes.
And that's when you say, fuck me, or I should have cursed. Shit. God damn it.
Damn it. Shit. Tit.
Yeah.
God.
It has, I'm sorry, but
I hope you're in love.
like really light beers, they just have no taste, and they have like it's just all like super like pale, like a very bland flavor, and like I can't do that. Like that's why like I love stuff like having your guys' beers. Like I'm a sucker for IPAs, so like the Troublemaker is super good. Yeah, whatever, Mr. Stoutman.
You're damn right.
And that's why this
Mr. Stoutman.
Always.
and that's why this show works, because it's just a dichotomy of I love all the hoppy stuff and crazy. You like all the crazy stuff and
I like
stouts.
crazy
Yeah,
shit.
so it works.
Can you pause for a second?
Yeah, most
I'm gonna
definitely.
have to change it.
This thing called love, it cracks in a cradle all night. It swings, it jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish. I kinda like it. Crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. What? She knows how to rock and roll. You say,
There you go. Like, what? So were you serenading me this whole time?
I was serenading the audience.
Oh,
So I'm
can
gonna
hear you all
like,
the way in the bathroom.
oh, it's gonna be like intermission, and then just be singing.
There's a little thing called love.
Gonna get ready. Crazy little thing called love.
There's a little thing called love.
Oh, well, shit. Hey guys, please be sure to check out Craft Rhythm and Brews at 1301 Texas Avenue. Please come by, have a beer, have a chat with them. You're
Absolutely.
gonna enjoy your time here.
I've said those.
It's gonna be worth it. Now, once again, let's Craft Rhythm and Brews at 1301 Texas Avenue.
Sometimes they have a food truck.
Sometimes they have.
I think it's like Fridays and
Oh
Saturdays.
yeah, check them out on Instagram if you don't want to.
Yeah, check out their Insta, check out their Facebook. Be sure to follow them and
It's gonna be in the description below, just so you guys know.
let them know that we sent you.
Yeah, tell them Pub Crew sent you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna. Yeah, they're gonna give you a little slap and tickle.
Slap and pickle.
Oh, is it pickle?
Well, that's how I advertise.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool.
Tell them Ryan sent you. It's the old slap and pickle.
Yeah,
Vic sent you. It's the old slap and tickle.
yeah.
Tell them we sent you.
You get a free pickle.
I
I just wanted to do that, the read, while we had time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Stuff we should know
Da,
about.
da, da, is all I want to say to you. Oh, man. Can we talk about how much I love the Police?
We
Like,
haven't, but we can.
like not just Sting, but like Stuart Copeland, who's the drummer.
I understood
like,
the
man.
police.
Okay. Well, like this,
I understood the police as a whole, not just Sting.
yeah.
Because I like the police too. The
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking band.
Yeah.
Like I can't not hear a police song and just be like,
Yeah.
even Roxanne.
I know.
And it's like one of those like slower
good.
songs. And then
Yeah.
it picks up and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the fucking police.
And like I get it. They got shit early on in their career because they were like posers because they went to like punk rock clubs and played there.
Yeah.
And like they were dressed up as like punk, but like they didn't do anything. Like they weren't like
I don't
Punk.
think things were as defined back then.
yeah. That's
You
also
know,
very
like
true.
that was like I think they thought they were
yeah.
when apparently they weren't.
But it's because like their music was just different. Like they added a lot of different influences,
Yeah,
and it made their music so unique. And you can hear his voice. You know, it's unique enough.
Yeah, and that's why like they're great in their own fucking like category. I guess
Yeah.
you can put it that. Yeah, I mean they themselves probably thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if that's what they thought, great, because
Yeah.
it's definitely like their songs. You could tell that's where they were going.
Yeah.
They definitely had an idea.
They weren't pop like pop was pop.
No,
they
pop is definitely not.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they knew that.
And it
knew
makes
that
sense because I mean they have to find their audience somewhere.
Exactly.
Who else but like punks and other people who don't want to listen to mainstream stuff, even though they blew the fuck up. You know that's
But I don't think that was their goal. though.
yeah,
Like they definitely blew the fuck up, but that wasn't their goal.
yeah,
It just shit happens, man. I mean, they're gonna blow up like fucking some bands blow up and they don't expect to blow up. Like what was it, the Who?
The Who? Oh man,
Not the Who, but the Who. HU.
HU? Oh okay, just making sure.
Yes.
'Cause-
the Mongolian band.
Yeah, yeah,
Like 'cause
no.
they blew up, and I'm sure that's not where they thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, man, they did a song with a bunch of people. They did like a song with
They fucking blew up, and I'm positive that's not where they thought they were gonna be. Because they were good, and it was one of those like they weren't mainstream. They weren't
so
mainstream. They
good.
were like a niche fucking band that they were like, oh, this is cool, and it was great. They sounded
Yeah.
great. Like the earlier shit, like everything before they even hit mainstream was good. And I'm not saying mainstream like a bad term. I mean like now that they're fucking everywhere, and you
yeah,
want to see them at every fucking rock concert, every fucking fest.
Fest,
You want
yeah.
to see them. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't think they necessarily thought that.
No,
It
yeah,
just fucking
exactly.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
And not every band expects that, but it happens.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do? Turn that down?
Dude, like, I mean, exactly. And that's
Are
the
you gonna
thing.
be the asshole and
That's
turn it down?
that's the thing. Like, that's why with like any of my music, like, I don't expect it to go anywhere. But if in case fate comes knocking at my door, like, I'm not gonna say no. You know, like
Right.
you'd be crazy not to say.
Why the fuck would you not say no?
Yeah.
Like, I understand you may try and hold close to some morals and your values, but not, like signing to, I don't know, a record or a label or something like that. It's not necessarily going against your morals.
No.
It just depends on what you signed up for,
Yeah.
which you should have a say in that
Yeah,
during the
exactly.
signing process.
So that's why they make a contract that you have to read and sign. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
would
if
love
it's
to make
against something you go against. Yeah, why would
I
you?
was like, I would love to make like a 2 record deal.
Right.
Like that's the I wouldn't even go for like 4 or 5. Like that's too much.
That's a lot. That's like a big commitment, like a huge commitment to go for like 4 or 5 fucking albums.
Yeah, no, I
Other
definitely.
people understand, like, well, I'm sure people do, but like that's a lot to
Yeah,
fucking understand. Like,
man.
you have to come up with 4 or 5 albums
Yeah,
within a certain amount of time.
and plus like the albums like. I mean, albums go anywhere from like 30 minutes to like an hour and a half.
Depending.
And like if you're an artist and you have a vision, like you want things to be like as perfect as we were talking earlier with beer, you know?
That's true. See, that's what I like records with Brews. There's a homage.
Yeah, no,
There's
definitely.
a nice homage.
It's the whole
between these
rhythm
two.
part that
Yeah,
I'm
like
very
you gotta
attached to.
understand, like they both have traits within each other that like music, rhythm, blues, brews
Yeah.
have like a nice little symphony in there, a nice little harmony that you want to keep.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna try and go against it, you're only shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
You want to go with it. Like, don't be that person. Just saying, it is what it is. But we should leave this.
We're
we should
definitely
leave
gonna
that
leave
little
that in.
tidbit in because that's great. Like a nice little intermission.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I think it's good. Alice Cooper. I love Alice
I
Cooper.
love Alice Cooper. He's one of the greatest showmen to ever exist.
For real. He invented shock rock.
He did.
There wouldn't I don't think there'd be like well, I don't know, maybe there'd be a Gore. But like Lordy or fucking like those kinds of bands. Yeah, I don't think they'd be able to make it.
No, you're absolutely right. Because like, I feel like Alice Cooper is like one of the originators. Not the originator.
Yeah. Oh, but he definitely fucking sold that whole fucking show. He had like executions, like fake executions on his shows. Like that shit is so great. I still have never seen him live, and I regret it
What
to
the
this day.
fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Have you never?
I've never seen him
been
live.
here like a bit.
Yeah, and like I haven't even seen him in Cooperstown, which is the restaurant that he owns in Arizona in Phoenix.
But
I've been to the restaurant. He just wasn't there.
yeah, I'm positive he was on tour. He tends to do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I've seen him 3 times.
Oh shit!
It's been
nice.
great every fucking time.
That's fucking dope.
Like I even blew Cynthia's mind with that too, because I mean, not that I performed, Alice Cooper, but
Yeah.
like the 3rd time, like when I had been seeing him, I told her like I had just seen him with Marilyn Manson prior to that, and I was like, he's a great fucking showman. Like you gotta understand, like you gotta watch the
You
show.
gotta watch the show.
Like you can listen to it, but you gotta watch it, like because he puts on a great show. And yeah, we saw him years now, but it's just, like when we saw him together, it was
Yeah.
she's like, that's fucking crazy. I'm like, a great showman.
Yeah.
Like he knows how to put on a fucking show. Like not every band does that. Like some bands just play to play, and that's not necessarily
Yeah.
bad.
It's not a bad thing, but there's a certain. I don't know if I'm using the term correctly, but there's a certain
It's a fly, don't worry. It's not to you, it's to the fly, I swear.
Am I even using this correctly?
Are you using the right word?
Yes, je ne sais quoi. There's a certain je ne sais quoi.
I've been here for a while trying to guess you were trying to say je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I had to look it up because I have to make sure that I'm using it in the proper usage.
Right.
Because there's a certain inexplicable wowness with having Alice Cooper fucking do a show because he is a performer. He's not just a musician. He's also a performer.
He's a great musician, but he's a great fucking performer too. Like when you go watch Alice Cooper, you're getting a show, and he makes sure you're getting a show.
Yeah.
Like, you were entertained not only because you know the song, but you had something going on, like theatrics. He's fucking great at theatrics.
Yeah.
Like, he's just great at putting on a fucking show. Whatever he's singing about, like you're seeing fucking imagery to it. That it's like, yeah, this is what's going on. And that's all his shows are. Like when they're explaining everything, and even to the very end of his show, which he does it like you would a fucking opera or a fucking play, where he introduces everybody. He goes on lead guitar. He names who's on the guitar and on drums, and then at the very end he goes, "I'm performing in Alice Cooper." So, and then black. Show's over.
Yeah.
Just gave away like that was the show.
Yeah.
Like it's every fucking time. And it's great. Like you love to see it. And not every. I'm not saying every band needs to do that.
No, but
Some bands put on
there
a
is
show.
a certain
Genesis.
professionalism that comes in Genesis. That comes.
Genesis quack.
Genesis quack. That comes with being a showman. It comes as a very welcome surprise to people who don't expect that. And the people who have seen him, you set that bar so high. Like, I would not want to follow Alice Cooper. I would love to open for Alice Cooper, but I would not want to follow Alice Cooper. Yeah,
Follow.
exactly.
I doubt you can follow Alice Cooper.
Because there wouldn't be anything in your set that's as amazing as the whole fucking show.
Like
that
even when I saw Marilyn Manson and Alice Cooper, it was Marilyn Manson to Alice Cooper. Even though I'm pretty sure Marilyn Manson was supposed to be a headliner.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson opening, Alice Cooper headlined. For that, I mean, granted, at some point Marilyn Manson came out with Alice Cooper.
Yeah, that's good.
To like do a collab, which is great. Like that was fucking great too. But it was still like, yeah, Alice Cooper running the shit. Like,
No, yeah.
you're not
kidding
gonna.
me?
You're not gonna. He's already ahead of you. Like
He has decades of experience ahead of you.
doing this, and he
Dude.
knows.
He
And
never
in the
stopped.
fucking words of fucking Wayne's World, like, we're not worthy. And just
That's dude. I love that.
yeah,
so good.
He's earned that fucking. Not every fucking band can say that. Iron Maiden puts on a hell of a show.
Oh
too.
man, I've never seen Iron Maiden, but that's on my bucket list too.
It's one of my most favorite bands, if not my favorite band. And I'm glad when I saw them with Ghost. When Iron Maiden performed,
Oh, man.
it was literally like, holy shit.
Yeah.
They put on a fucking great show too. That even I was just like, great.
Yeah,
I was just blown away by it.
That's good.
Like
That's
they're on that same level of like they had fucking theatrics. They had each song had its own set, its own story, and because like, Trooper, he comes out in the Trooper, he's waving the fucking
Oh
flag.
yeah.
Fucking they played what was one of their newer songs, the Book of Souls, which was their album at the time, their newest album at the time, and they had like a whole mind theme to that too, and that was fucking crazy. Yeah, like it was just great.
Yeah.
Like everything that came, Number of the Beast when that came out. Oh my god. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of those bands are of their time. Like
No,
the
most
showmanship.
Most definitely. You don't see that a lot anymore. And honestly, stuff like I'm gonna say like Lady Gaga, like she's a show
She's a
woman.
Showwoman.
Yeah.
Showwoman.
Like the way that she presents her art is completely different than a lot of
It's probably why she's a guilty pleasure of mine.
yeah.
'Cause she's definitely like,
She's presented herself in a way different light than all of the like
and
pop
she
stars
goes
do.
out on her performances, not only in like her music videos, which you see a lot of these older bands do. In her live performances, it's the same energy, the same level, the same imagery that you'd expect, and you're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's great, because you don't get that kind of consistency with every band.
You don't. Dude, some bands sound shit live. And it's because
You're absolutely
like,
right, and it's unfortunate when that's the case.
it's so bad because there's some bands that just they feel the need to sound like the recording,
They don't need to.
and it's not like that's not what you. I'm sorry, like I get that's what some people go to live shows for, but I feel like that's not what live shows are for.
A live show's a live show.
Yeah, like they're supposed
You
to be
want a live show.
a test of your song knowledge of your own damn songs. Like why do you think you have fucking jam bands who can just go for 30 fucking minutes and
Yeah.
they're so into it? Like I would have loved to see fucking Blues Traveler live. Like I would have loved to see them
That'd have
live.
been dope.
Because dude, like they were a jam
A
band.
lot of I was about to say a lot of what they did was kind of like just impromptu.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of spur of the moment. Like we're just gonna fucking jam.
Yeah.
We're just gonna play like this riff for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and
And then we're gonna segue into the
into
song. we
fucking
wanted.
Hook by Blues Traveler.
Yeah, like we're just gonna fucking.
Yeah.
But like it's just like we're just gonna riff.
Mhm.
Fucking A.
And that's why, like, man, like for me, like they're so good because their songwriting it was so clever, and they were a jam. They were known for just having really long sets. You know, like the fact that their songwriting was just so on point and just so fucking. And I'm gonna say woke in a very
As
like
the kids would say.
yeah, in a very meta term because, I mean, their most famous song "Hook" was about how a person could literally say nothing because the hook brings you back. And they did that.
Yeah.
And then, oh, once upon a midnight dreary awoke with something in my head. Like,
But that's why they call it a hook.
yeah. And then, like, run
Because
around.
it's a hook. It's
Mhm.
meant to fucking hook you in. You're like, oh, fucking, I know where I'm at.
Yeah. And then run around, like, was just so fucking huge.
Like, I'm not saying every band needs to be that, and not every band has to be that, but certainly appreciated.
Yeah, dude.
Like, if
Je
you
ne
want to, and the certain je ne sais quoi.
There's just some quality of it that is just
Yeah.
indescribable that you're just
Definitely.
like,
You
yeah.
don't see that, and it's hit and miss.
And that's why I'm super glad that my first show was Kitty.
Hey, that's right.
My first show ever was Kitty. And man, like they put on such a great fucking show. I fell in love with them. Like I liked them before, but I wasn't like their favorite, like their biggest fan or anything. And then I saw
That's
them
another thing
live.
saying, yeah, once you see a band that you're kind of like, okay, I dig them, and you see
Mm-hmm.
them live, and if they're like as good, if not better, that hits with you a little bit
Dude,
better.
it
It's
was
one thing seeing
super
like a
good.
band that you're kind of like you're semi on board with, only to be like disappointed with them
Yeah.
live. That's
Yeah.
that can take a blow to you. Like you go through a little crisis.
Yeah,
It'll be
but,
like
Kitty was fucking crazy live, and then when they played Brackish, like everybody went fucking crazy.
that's like that's their ish.
Yeah,
It's like 'cause that wasn't their newest. I think they opened with their newest, if I remember that.
yeah,
show. And then once they went to Brackish, that was what everyone knew Kitty
yeah,
for.
yeah. And it
Yeah,
was
of course
it was
everyone
such
fucking awesome.
it was such a feeling of euphoria, and that's why it was so good as having that as like my first fucking band. Because man, like it's such a feeling of euphoria to be like, okay, they played all the lesser known songs, now they're playing like their big fucking hit. And
You gotta get it out of the
everybody's going crazy. Like everybody's going crazy.
I think that was their approach. Which I
Yeah.
understand. Like you want to get it out of the way. Like just gotta play it. We're gonna
Mhm.
play it.
Yeah.
But now here's that shit you really enjoy. Now here's something we hope you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And I did. It was super good. I took a deep dive into their albums. I fucking followed them like throughout all their fucking like band member switches and like interviews, all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
I was super into them, man. Like I fucking loved them. So it's just crazy how you have bands that are just like we're just gonna play the songs live like you heard them in the album. Like
Yeah, it never works out.
and I can talk about like Crossfade, like now that we're here, like 13 years, 14, 17 years later.
For third, yeah.
Yeah. a long time after.
Yeah.
Where like I was a big fan of Crossfade. I'm not gonna lie. And then I saw them live, and they just played all of their songs the same.
You want to know who does that too?
Who?
Seether.
Seether? Oh god.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and I love Seether too. Like, I grew up with that stuff.
Same here, and it was very unfortunate. I saw him twice. Only to be disappointed twice.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, "Is that all you're gonna do?"
Yeah, like I would have like loved to see Seether doing like acoustic version of Broken where it's just him singing. Because the song when it's just him singing is so
The
fucking
crazy thing is,
amazing.
both times I saw them, but like, you know, when he performed Broken and he did a slight acoustic version, like he started off acoustic and then transitioned.
Yeah.
One time was with Papa Roach.
Oh.
So guess who sang?
Amy Lee's part, fucking Jacoby. Yeah.
Jacoby came out, and I was like, "Well, that's an interesting surprise."
It's interesting.
But I was like, "Oh, what the
That's
fuck?"
not the same tone. Yeah.
No, it definitely wasn't. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting, and
Yeah.
it also was like, "This is what we're doing." But I mean, and the other time was them with Stained,
Oh.
and I don't think they did Broken. Remember did.
Yeah.
To do it. And I was like, that's
Yeah. I mean, dude, like I heard Broken the first time ever on an AOL Sessions video where it was just him singing, and I loved the song. And then the version with Amy Lee came out, or either that, or I had just heard the version with Amy Lee later, and I was like, this is a little bit off. Like, it's still great. They're both great singers, but
Right.
like I'd much rather prefer the version where it's just him singing, because it
Yeah.
becomes such a like yearning song because it's not both of them
well, that's
there.
what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was supposed to be. And then it's just this thing with Amy Lee, and then
Mhm.
boom, bam, he got Broken with AmyLee.
Yeah.
And then every Evanescence fan jumped on fucking ship with that.
Yeah.
And then that didn't work out, so then every Evanescence fan hates Seether.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's
And
crazy.
that's where we're at now.
Yeah, that's
I feel
wild.
that never fucking healed.
Yeah, that's wild.
Which
man.
which is wild. It's like, are we still seriously living in this era? Like, Jesus Christ, they both have done hardly anything. I mean, Seether's had a couple albums. Okay.
Yeah.
And Evanescence is barely talking about it.
Yeah.
Still,
I don't know what happened.
like they've had a song or two.
Yeah.
That's it, and it's like,
Well, Amy Lee did a couple of things with other artists. Like
But
she
Amy
hasn't
Lee,
been
not
she hasn't been
Evanescence.
doing like Evanescence stuff. She's been doing like
exactly. I feel
features.
that's different though.
No, it
Because
definitely
Evanescence
is.
is Evanescence.
Definitely
Amy
is.
Lee is Amy Lee, and that's why that song is featuring Amy Lee. But every Evanescence fan is like, well, fuck that,
Yeah.
because bullshit.
Yeah.
People want to take things personal that has nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But to each their fucking own, right?
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. I think we need to wrap this
We're
up.
ready to wrap this up. I'm ready to wrap
Yeah.
this up.
Thank you guys for joining us
Thank you for joining us.
in another week of Pub Crew.
God, I love these acoustics.
Thank you for joining us. I just said that, but I don't care. We had a great fucking time here at Craft Rhythm and Brews. Check them out. Like I said earlier, 1301 Texas Avenue. Get their Troublemaker. Get their 1301 Porter.
Get their none other than milk stout.
Yeah.
And I keep saying it because it's none utter
Utter.
than milk stout.
Yeah, but we had a great fucking time. Always, we
Great.
would
And of
love.
course, our guest here got caught up, so that's why he's not here for the outro.
Yeah.
We're here in the actual live
Yeah.
crew setting. So
It
Things
it
happen.
happens. Yeah, you saw the people coming in. It's gonna happen.
yeah, this is the true effect of how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we wanted Pub Crew to be like.
Exactly.
It's just-
So this is perfectly fine.
Mhm.
And of course, listener regards and anything at the end, we're gonna go ahead and tag
Just
that along in
remember,
there.
if you want to see anything, drop it down in the comments. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, fucking drop it down in the comments. Reach out to us on social media.
If you just want to say you love us, let us know.
Pub Crew
'Cause
on
we love
everything. Yeah, we do love you.
If you want stickers, let me know too.
Be safe. use a condom, look both ways before crossing the street,
Wash your hands.
and wash your hands. Good night, y'all.